So this topic we're going to be talking about Nifty and its correlation with its constituent companies, right? So what happens, what really happens, how the sectors move, how actually each sector moves, that is what we will be discussing about. When the Nifty moves or the sectors move, how Nifty moves, what is the correlation? If Nifty is going up, is that particular sector going up or not? Or the sector is coming down? This is what we will be discussing in this particular topic. So let me take you to my research and probably we'll talk about from there. And let me take you here. I'm going to take you to this particular topic, which is Nifty. This is a letter or the research paper somebody has published, and you can run through it. Nifty, NSE Nifty, and its correlation with its sectorial index. So we will be providing you this letter. You can read through it. So this is a little older, letter, 2014, but we can modify it according to our need. So auto index is basically at that time 8.16, bank index was about 20.67, energy was 16.19, FMCG, we can modify these all by ourselves, right? Pharma index stock was 4.91 and other stocks was 28.65%. Now I'm just going to take the basic, not major, but this is the correlation. 1 year monthly average return has been calculated. So auto, if you see here, this is Nifty index, right? And if you take the first column, which is auto has a quite direct correlation with Nifty. I hope you understand correlation. Correlation means if one quantity changes, how the other changes along with it. That's called correlation. So if there is change in Nifty, let's say 100 points change in Nifty, then auto will change about 86.3. There's a correlation between both of them. Nifty's correlation with bank is 76.6%, with energy 72.2%. With FMCG, it's quite weak correlation. IT also, it has a quite weak correlation. Metal is pretty good, and pharma is 0.666. I don't know how many of you hear me. I always say, if metal is strong, Nifty will be strong. That's my perception about market, and that comes somewhere from here only. And pharma actually has no connection. So let me take you here back to the Nifty graph. See here, when the Nifty is going up, right? Look at Nifty is going up. This is from 12th July onwards, it's basically 2016 November onwards. This is the graph. If I show you what's happening in the metal sector, just see the metal sector going up. Ever since even this is going up, right? Look into VEDL, that's also going up. I'm talking about the general perception. Like it's not these fluctuations, but general trend is upward, right? Look into Tata Steel, what's happening in Tata Steel. So that's also going up, right? This is, look at from the almost similar period, the stock has been going up, right? So this is from where I can say SAIL. Let's look into SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. So that's also almost, has been heading up. 2016 onwards, the stock has been just going up and up, right? But if I make you see, Dr. Reddy, see here in the downward direction, it's a perfect negative correlation. Means if Nifty is going up, I wouldn't say it's perfectly negative. Why? Because the pharma sector depends a lot, like almost all these pharma sectors supply their drugs to their medicines to Europe and America. So a lot of it depends upon the American rules and regulations and their drugs being, approved or disapproved, and various other legal issues that they keep coming up with. So look at Lupin in a definite downfall all throughout. Although the market has been going up, but pharma sector is been regularly going down. Look at Dr. Reddy, same scenario, right? Lupin, look into Lupin. It's going in the downhill, right? Let's look into Divis Laboratory. Divis has little bounced back, but for quite a while, this was also in the downtrend, right? So pharma basically has least correlation. That's what my perception is about the market, right? But first and foremost, I believe metal is in sync with market. If market goes up, it's almost certain that the Nifty will also go up, right? That's a general perception I keep in my mind. Look at the auto pharma, goes up, down, up, down. So there's barely any correlation. So correlation is, if you see, the beautiful correlation is between metal and Nifty. This is Dabur, right? FMCG stock. It looks to be heading fine, right? But FMCG also doesn't have much, basically they are almost stagnant. The growth is almost uniform in FMCG stocks. They're independent of what's happening because these are daily use. Only thing that may affect the movement of these stocks is, GST application. If the price have been increased, those are the things which can affect the movement of FMCG stocks. So I was looking for if I can get Hindustan Unilever. Let me just add up Hind Unilever and see how it has been doing. So let's see Hind Unilever, how has been its performance. This is also heading up, right? So there is a beautiful correlation of HUL with Nifty, right? HUL is definitely in sync with Nifty. As Nifty goes up, this is also been going up. So I have a very, very strong, perception about, Nifty and the metal sector. And out of the metal sector, I really look into VEDL and Hindalco. These are the two stocks which I believe are definitely in sync with exactly same graph that Nifty has. You can look into it. Hindalco has a very, very similar. It's a very, very similar graph that Hindalco has, right? See, after making double bottom, it has started going up, and now a bit of correction, but Nifty is also, because Nifty is also gone down. Okay. Now we also did, on our we also did a kind of research, and members have given me this particular file, which has been found through, like this is the fact sheet which has been taken from this particular website, right? So this is basically NSE indexogram. From here members have picked it up, that how is the sectorial representation and what is the weightage and how the sectors have performed, right? How the sectors have performed. So let me go back to this particular research only. So it's given that the financial sectors have very strong correlation. We know that Nifty and Bank Nifty almost move in tandem, right? They basically are in the same direction. If Nifty is going up, even the Bank Nifty is going up, right? Similarly, energy has a very strong correlation. IT has a good correlation. Automobile has good correlation. Consumer, metal, pharma. But I believe a few stocks of metal have a very, very good correlation with Nifty. Pharma has basically very mild correlation, or rather I would say no correlation. Construction has a mild correlation, and telecom has a mild correlation. All these sectors which are basically dependent on some kind of a news. For example, telecom depends a lot on spectrum distribution, or pharma depends a lot on the American economy and the approval of their drugs. These are the two sectors you can be sure of that it can be in any direction. I don't find much correlation, but I feel metal definitely has a good correlation. Fertilizers and pesticides have less correlation, services have less correlation. Now, top constituents by weightage. So we know, we've discussed all these weightages. Top ones are basically RIL, TCS, HDFC, ITC, HUL, Maruti, HDFC, SBI, ONGC, Infi, Airtel, etc. Right? And the correlation, the Reliance has a very strong correlation. TCS has good correlation. HDFC Bank has a good correlation. ITC, HUL, Maruti, all these have very, very good correlation, right? And the rest has mild correlation, and the remaining, Hero MotoCorp and Tata Steel, Bharti Infratel, HPCL, Hindalco has got a good correlation. Probably this need to be changed. We saw it. It's got a very, very good correlation, right? Vedanta has a good correlation. So, I mean, I think this particular point I don't agree with. This is a research, which they have got it from Aditya Birla Capitals. But I would say, according to me, Hindalco has a very, very good correlation. If you look into day-to-day working of it, it basically shows a good correlation, right? So let's come back here, and what I wanted to tell you here, that you please go through this particular letter or a research letter. You will be able to see that how the correlation of each basically sector is with. According to me, auto and metal has a huge correlation with Nifty. If Nifty moves up, if these two sectors go up, let's say there's a good news in metal and the auto sector along with banking sector, then the Nifty definitely will go up. If one of the sector is down, let's say metal sector is down, a reflection will surely come into Nifty. Or even if the banking sector is down, it will pull Nifty down. So this correlation has to be very, very carefully understood by you all. So I will be giving you this we'll be posting this and that paper somewhere so that you can go through and form your own opinion also. So what I have done, basically, I have clicked all the, I have seen, how Nifty has performed, and then I checked each and every stock, how did it perform, right? How does it perform? Does it go exactly in the same way as this is how the Hindalco is going? Now let's see how the Nifty went in this duration. Nifty almost had a similar pattern, right? You can see Nifty also almost had the similar pattern. So let's say we can take a date as a reference. This is February of 2016. Let's see what's happening in Hindalco at that time. How did it go after that? So this is February of 2016. This is how Hindalco has gone up, and then down. And Nifty also almost similarly replicate. You can draw some comparative graphs also. I mean, that is possible in Yahoo, that's possible in Google, that's possible in investing.com, that's possible in tradingview.com, right? And if you want to see here, I can take you to tradingview.com. Let's say we open here. This is what you have. You can compare also. This is TradingView. You can compare. This is Infosys. Let me just close it. I want to make it 1 day. I make it 1 day, and I want to compare Hindalco Industries with, I want to compare it with Nifty 50. Let's see how it comes. So this is, I think, Nifty, and this is Hindalco. This is Hindalco, and this is Nifty, right? So if I want to say the broadly, broadly what's happening in the market. It's going up, and even the stock is going up. These fluctuations we can ignore. It's not that the Nifty has gone down, that the stock has gone up. Let's see if I make it Dr. Reddy here. Let's see how it goes. So see here, and I want to compare it with Nifty. So see here, where is the Nifty going? Nifty is somewhere heading up. See here, it is, how do I see it? See here, absolutely in the opposite direction. Nifty is going up, this Dr. Reddy is going down, right? So you can make out from here, you can correlate, this is tradingview.com, and it's a very, very good platform. We'll talk about it later. But right now, what I want to tell you here, that look at the Nifty and look at Dr. Reddy, there is no correlation. If market is going up, it basically, see the market here is gone up, right? But the stock is just been falling. See here at this point. At this point, if you look into it, let me take up a pen. At this point, if you see here, at this point, if you see, after that the market has gone up, right? Over here, if you see, the stock has gone down, right? Of course, this is news driven. There's nothing else, but this is news driven. So So you cannot, connect these two stocks. Nifty and Pharma usually don't have much correlation, whereas you can have a good correlation between the metal and the Nifty. All right, this is a comparison that I'm showing you. So this is what I wanted to show you about the Nifty. So something that I want to conclude here for you. I'll go to the next page. This is my conclusion. You can have your own conclusion too, right? So what I want to tell you here is that Nifty has a good correlation with metal and auto sector, right? It simply means that if Nifty is going up, auto sector and the metal sector definitely may go up, right? And Nifty has least correlation with sector, pharma sector, right? Remember that. Why? Because it is news driven. Pharma sector, and even you can take up the telecom sector, right? Because these are all news driven sectors. So you have to remember one thing: if metal is doing good, do not short Nifty that day. You remember that point, right? If metal is doing good, how do you check whether metal is doing good or not? What you will do, you will go to the nscindia.com and go to the sectors indexes, right? And you will see what's happening to the Nifty metal. Nifty metal is here. This is where the Nifty metal is, right? If Nifty metal is doing good, you will not short it, right? See here, this Nifty metal, if Nifty metal is doing good or Nifty auto is doing good, you will not short Nifty that day. You will be very, very careful, right? So that is how you will be deciding, it's a very important factor. Please don't forget, when don't get, carried away by any emotions. You have to trade emotionless. If everything works in your favor, then only you will trade. Otherwise, you will not trade. So I'm telling you, how do you make your mental setup? I'll always look at the metal sector. There are days what happens, metal sector opens gap up, right? Metal sector open gap up. And after that, it experiences a resistance, right? It comes down. I'm going to tell you my setup, but for a moment, just take it that, like here, look into this 16th of February. 16th of February, it opened gap up and it came down. Let's see what's happening on the 16th of February to Nifty. So 16th of February is here. Look at this. Even Nifty had the similar behavior. It opened gap up and it came down massively, right? Look into any day. For that matter, you look into any day. I'm just taking up one stock because I've found a good correlation between it and Nifty. And another thing that I want to tell you, let's look into this point, which is 5th of January 2018. Let's see what's happening on that day in Nifty, right? I'll tell you what makes me make up my mind. 5th of January is somewhere here. This is 10th of January, 5th of January, here. This is 5th of January candle, right? Nifty went up, right? But what happened to the metal sector? Particularly Hindalco. What happened to Hindalco? It was coming down, right? You see the discrepancy? 5th onwards, it's coming down, right? That means Nifty is going up, but very soon Nifty will be coming down. That is an indication. Sometime they go out of synchronization, metal and the Nifty sector. It simply indicates that profit booking is just about to happen. So this is 1st of February. I mean, for a few days it went up. But I don't know. In all this while, if you watch my videos, I was pretty much sure in any day, Nifty profit booking may come into place. Why? Because the metal sector was pretty weak. and see after that when it came, it's been just falling down, right? So keep, like, you can get to see the weakness in the Nifty by looking into the constituent sectors, right? So this could be a manipulated move. These big candles could be a manipulated move, but don't get carried away by these. Be very alert when you see the sectors not performing good, particularly metal and the auto. Remember that there is a possibility for that may, the profit booking may be coming into it, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you about the constituent companies, constituent sectors, and their effect on Nifty. So according to me, the most, one you need to watch out are auto and the metal sector. They have a good reflection on Nifty, how it moves, and the least is basically reflected by pharma sector, right? Pharma and the telecom sector. These are least reflected in the Nifty. So, but make up your own perception also, do your own research also. You may find good correlation with some other sector as well. But, just to give you a basic, I'm telling you, these are the two sectors. And when Nifty goes up like this and the metal sector doesn't go up, means there is something, some kind of a hollow movement is happening, and soon a fall may be expected. Right? With this, I'm signing off. We'll go to our next topic, Nifty's historical values and the PE values. See you there.